school-age children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station.
This is Cindy Bray, the host of Heartbeat Radio.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star
This is Paul Schneider today on the 73rd edition.
Hey, y'all, welcome to Travelers Guides with Venus and Mars and Princess Rock.
Yes, no,
Your home for information about the impact of the
coronavirus. And amongst many things that's difficult about this virus is that it prevents
it's been devastating. There are really heartbreaking stories of people who have.
There isn't anyone that isn't impacted.
Shutting our schools down, including all athletic programs.
Your first-hand accounts.
The idea took the test, and I found out that I was positive.
A lot of people who know me, I'm still the first person they know.
But it was almost patient zero for South Seattle. Your stories of community coming together.
Partner very heavily with Tacoma Urban League, who is doing some amazing work in response.
We're doing things for small businesses. We're giving out loans to small businesses.
And so I think it's very important that we have leaders who feel.
I cannot tell you we're calling 20, 30, 40 minutes.
This crisis in our community, we've been working to address it.
Rainier Avenue Radio, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Karen Z with Rainier Avenue Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We got you covered. Local impact, global presence.
Broadcast. Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio.world and our weekly coverage of the impact on communities. Our series. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us again here. And then again, now we are aware of the fact that we are and more focused that at 1.3.
This is Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Well, hello there, world with that shattering. I'm Bettina Carey, and I'm here live on Rainier Avenue Radio, where we're going to help you to shatter your glass ceilings. And I say that with an S because glass ceilings are meant to be broken. And we are here today with none other than Master Nigel Henry, who's in back-to-back interviews because he was with us last week. And Master Nigel, as you might recall, his life purpose is activating and unleashing the greatness in people. A few weeks back, I got to experience Master Nigel's philosophy, framework, and offerings when I attended his 5-day miracle challenge. And of course, it was one of those times in my life when I had more money than time, and I had to make some adjustments on my schedule to make sure that I could accommodate his 5-day challenge. But I'm so glad that I did, because I hit a company history goal by attending this 5-day challenge, and it really is altered significantly my goals going forward and everything that I have planned for this company that I'm building called We Empower You. So Master Nigel is typically working directly one-on-one behind the scenes with me, the chief, or the ambitious, highly gifted, extraordinary, out-of-the-box individual like yourself, who has desires or intentions of being known as the number one, or the greatest, or the disruptor in my industry or profession, while I am making beneficial changes around the world. His specific service, for which he is highly compensated, is engaging his client in a proprietary form of thinking methodology called activation conversations. And this typically results in me experiencing massive and sudden explosions of mastery performance, as I had in the Financial Miracle Challenge, and in my capacity for sourcing and contributing insane amounts of value in ludicrous speeds. Master Nigel's activation conversations covers the full gamut of my world, including my life's calling, global impact, business performance, health relationships, and personal lifestyle. Join us again as we dive deep into this conversation about activating some very deep levels of awareness and also awakening some of your very own superpowers and abilities. Welcome back, Master Nigel. It's so great to have you here.
Welcome. Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you.
Oh, excellent. Yes, it's great to be back. so you can see me.
Yeah, we're continuing this dialogue that we started weeks ago. And of course, we featured you on last week's Rainier Avenue Radio Show. So what I'd like to deep dive into is your top 4 core values, because you operate on such a high level, beginning with honesty. And why is honesty the number 1 core value that you operate from? Besides the obvious, of course.
Well, when you examine it under the, under the hood, it turns out that on a spiritual level, spirit is truth. You can almost say, I think somewhere, I am the way, the truth, and the light. All 3 things are the same thing. And so when I'm operating in honesty, means I'm allowing truth to come out of me. Truth is the spirit that's seeking to express through and as me. And the only thing I can do about that truth is to either withhold it, silence, or distort it, add some extra words to it to twist its meaning. But it's going to come out. And there's a thing in our Financial Miracle Challenge called value constipation, where if you withhold the truth for too long, you start getting constipated, because it's going to come out at some point, or you become dysfunctional. But that's a great question. So yes, honesty is the central value of people. Without truth, there is no life.
And it can also come in a form that you may not really recognize, when someone is telling you what they believe is possible, but they're out of touch with their reality, in a sense, and capacity and the value exchange that's happening. They may tell you, something that is not, in fact, honest. And they believe that they are being honest at the same time.
Well, the truth is the truth is the truth, but people can distort it with their beliefs, right? Sometimes people believe that the world was flat, and they really thought that was the truth. And so if enough people agree with me, I may actually believe a lie. And so it's not a good, reality is not a very good place to start if you want to look for the truth. The truth is known within me. It is that intuitive voice that wants to express, and it's very quiet sometimes, but as soon as I open my mouth, as long as my mind is clear, it will come out. And I have a policy of not believing what I believe, if that makes sense. I don't trust my belief. I trust my knowingness. The truth is always known in my heart. And the thing that you might have mentioned or experienced is that sometimes when the truth comes out, I get angry. And if I've been withholding truth or listening and believing a lie, as soon as I get exposed to the truth, I can experience massive amounts of the gift of anger. And that's why a lot of people are afraid of the truth, because it's going to trigger anger. And anger just means I've been withholding the truth for too long. That's all it is. It's just the truth coming out with vengeance.
I love your translation of this honesty as a core value. The next one is integrity, and choosing to practice and aligning my actions with my words. Share a little bit more about that level of integrity that you look for to work with clients, because you don't work with just anybody. You have these core principles, you live by them, you choose your clients by them. So integrity has, a lot of meaning to me as well. So I'd love to get your point of view.
Yes. Integrity, integrated, wholeness, and it's all the other core values, including integrity, are to ensure that the truth comes out. So the only thing that's plus and minus, black or white, is honesty. You're either telling the truth or you're lying. But the rest of them, integrity is variable. I have a scale that goes from 1 to 7. I can have high integrity or low integrity. And so what integrity is about, to what extent is my mind and my body in alignment with the truth? Have you noticed when someone's telling the truth, if they're integrated, their body's like, yeah, no, and their head is nodding in agreement. But when they're lying, yeah, there's no, the body is not necessarily in agreement. And that's how they use the polygraph lie detector. So integrity is really about, to what extent is my mind and my body actions, my words and my deeds, in alignment with that truth that I'm speaking. And it's always going to go back to truth again.
Yes, I think of it as standing in my word. If I say in agreement, I'm going to see you at 1:15, then showing up at 1:15 is an integrity, right?
Yes, well, there's lots of practices for integrity, of which one of them is keeping agreements. Another one is actually moving in what I call divine order, where you don't have anything in the future, you're in the now. That's integrity too. So the main thing is that you must keep your agreement. Take action on what my word said. So keep the word and the action in alignment. And what I'm looking at when I'm looking at a client, I actually filter them on truth, period. But if they tell the truth, but I start looking at their integrity, hey, did they show up on time for the schedule? How many appointments did they miss? They can still recover, but these are indicators that they may be questionable around the truth again.
Yes. And my colleague, oops.
Go ahead.
As my colleague likes to say, how someone does one thing is how they do everything. And I don't know who to quote on that, but I think this is something that it's like a tell, right? Yeah. If someone is not in integrity, you'll see enough tells in their behavior, not lining up with their words. And, your words help you to win or lose. So if you're not aligned, then you might see some things not happening. So a really good example of that is someone who says, I really, really want to own a house. I really, really want to be in a house by this spring or this summer or whatever. And then they're spending all of their money not saving for a house, not doing the steps to be buying a house. So they're talking out of both sides of their mouth.
Right.
So if I find myself, wishing, hoping, and dreaming into the words, but the actions and the deeds are not in alignment, it's really a lot easier for me to call myself out if I have this basis, this core value of integrity as part of my operating system. Yes. So the next one is all about precision and choosing, to include your numbers in my thoughts and in my speech. And so I'd love for you to dial into precision.
Precision is a hidden core value. Most people have never heard. Oh, can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. I think. Yes. Most people have never heard of it. In fact, I discovered mine by accident. But basically, it turns out that numbers don't lie. But I can lie about the numbers, but the numbers themselves tell the truth. And the mind, the brain, I believe, is divided into two sides: the sort of creative, wordy side, and then there's the numeric, quantitative, analytical side. And the mind requires both of them to function. And in many cultures or environments, people leave out the numbers. Interesting. They'll talk and they say, hey, I'll see you later, man. And as soon as I leave out the number, the mind starts stressing. And it's called vagueness. When someone speaks without precision, they're being vague. And vagueness is the root cause of stress. Vagueness is the root cause of stress. If I'd like to stress someone out, I'll just talk to them without saying any numbers. I'm going to sell you a nice package. You're going to love this. It's not going to cost you much, but it's going to be awesome. And when you get it, you see, and you'll get it soon. You see, I can make it flowery, but my mind is like, where are the numbers? And a lot of people have bought in to no numbers. So now I listen. And what I found out is that the when I leave out precision, this is very strong. When I leave out precision in my speech, it is a willful and deliberate intent to deceive. Ooh, Nigel, wow. That is a bit strong. It is willful, deliberate intent to deceive. And all deception, especially around money, involves leaving out the numbers, either hiding them, obscuring them, or just plain leaving them out. Oh, we had an agreement, man. I thought we agreed on an amount. When was it? How much was it? What time did we do that? Show me the numbers. So if you notice in financial world, it's just numbers. The banks only deal in transactions, bank accounts, and time, right? They don't talk about how's your parents going when you go to the bank. So it turns out that precision is aligned with truth again. And when someone leaves out precision, they're messing with the truth again. And the other thing that precision does, it causes clarity. Literally, if I want to get clear on something, I say, it's nice outside. And then I could say it's 80 degrees outside. Can you see much better? There are lots of fruits on the tree. There are 2 apples on the tree, and 3 of them are red. You see?
Yes.
Precision causes clarity.
I got the direct experience of this when we got really precise with our numbers, because you use spreadsheets. Yes. I've always used a pro forma or spreadsheets in my business. And all of a sudden, I just applied it to that week, that 5 days. I set a goal and an intention, and I lived into that precision of what I was going to do step by step. I broke it down into the who, because we talked about the who last week.
Yes. Yes.
And all of a sudden, I delivered on a goal that I wanted to achieve. And I went from I want to I did it.
Exactly.
It made me giddy, to tell you the truth. And what was really funny was because once I was in the flow of this, generating this income on a massive level, as you like to talk about, I was driving out of a bank parking lot. And what would I see is a $20 bill laying in the street. Oh,
yes.
Now, I can guarantee you if I hadn't been in that flow, I might have just driven right by it and not seen it. But I had the intention, I had the preciseness in my mind about making a certain amount of money. And I was looking for money here and there and everywhere. Exactly. And so I got to collect right off of the street another $20 to add to my goal for that week. So another one that I love that you have is called responsiveness. And that's choosing to consciously respond to all stimuli within 3 seconds. Why 3 seconds? Why is that so critical?
Well, I was going to put a 1 second, and I thought it would intimidate people. So I extended to 3 seconds. It all comes back to truth again, by the way. The truth is always known in my heart. So if I say, Bettina, right? You shouldn't have to think about answering that. That's your name, you're going to respond. But when I am considering whether it's safe to respond or whether is this answer gonna, those people that tell you what you want to hear, which is called lying?
Yeah.
You'll see their eyes do this. And they'll be taking time more than 3 seconds to respond. And that delay is an indicator that they're being mischievous with the truth. Notice all of them point back to the truth. And by the way, regarding precision and responsiveness always go together. They're like twins. And the higher the precision, the higher the responsiveness, interestingly enough. And it's in engineering as well as humans. The more precise I am, is the faster my brain works. And that is why you went into exponential money mode. Furthermore, for wealthy people or billionaires, they think in precision numbers all the time. They so love numbers that they name themselves after a number. They say, I'm billionaire Johnny, right? They give themselves the title billionaire to show you there's a number here. And they carry spreadsheets around with them, or they can get to the bottom line, which is a number, all right? Now, responsiveness is about how long does it take the truth to come out. If it takes too long, then the mind is calculating up mischief. How can I distort it? I need to think about that. The truth is always known. You see how it all relates to truth?
Great. So if you noticed that my eyes were shifting momentarily there, I was actually looking to queue up a video, not to be mischievous here.
Okay.
Daniel's going to pop in a video and cover what we talk about around awareness, right? And you outlined 7 levels of awareness. So we're going to have our producer pop up your video, and we'll share that with everybody right now.
Greetings, Nigel Henry here. In this video, I'll be providing some of the philosophy, frameworks, and offerings for human greatness activation. When a human being arrives on the planet, she arrives fully gifted, fully alert, fully enlightened, fully connected, on purpose, contributing value, and destined for greatness. In fact, all human beings arrive on the planet as change angels, and as babies, they are already operating at awareness level 7. Depending on the environment and the level of consciousness of the adults, the angel will be exposed to what I call virus-infected conversations. The impact on the angel's mind is a gradual descending into a level of blindness and amnesia. What that means is the angel begins to forget her initial attributes, her identity, and eventually finds herself in a world of ordinary people where everyone is operating at awareness level 3. As the angel matures and awakens to the matrix of blindness and amnesia, she quickly finds herself in a world of limitation and automatically begins to separate herself from this world. She may find herself restless and dissatisfied with the current situation. Others may call her an oddball, a misfit, a weirdo, a contrarian, or even a disruptor. She might find herself having dreams of making great changes in the world and even operating at a much higher level of awareness than she currently is experiencing. So strong are these desires that she begins to look for an alternative path that is compatible with her mindset and allows her to fulfill her destiny of greatness.
Thank you so much, Daniel. So, where we started our conversation was, a few weeks back when I first met you through WhatsApp, and you asked me that question, am I an angel? And as I was describing myself, and of course my answer was yes, an angel on earth, here to do good work, life's purpose, make a difference in the world. I've felt that since I was a teenager. You pointed out that when I used the term, I was a change agent, that in fact I was a change angel, and you use this idea, this concept, this model about being an angel on earth as the basis for your entire company's operation. And I really love that, you identify that we start out more whole and complete, and then as we get infused with commercials and our parents and people around us, we start to actually decline. If you're young like I was, you get to wake up and become more conscious as a human being, and then you start to go up again towards a higher level of consciousness. So did you stumble into this idea? How was it that this came to you?
The short version is that I started trying to figure out what was affecting the human mind. Because I had fixed the computer and I fixed the bug in the computer, and I had this intuition that we could fix the bug in the human mind. And so I started searching for the bug in the human mind, and I found it. And so that was in about 2000. From 2000 to 2014, I was debugging humans, and then I had this intuitive voice and said, this work that you're doing, Nigel, is not for everybody. I'm like, what? Who? Who is it for? And I heard the voice say it's for the angels. I'm like, whoa, angels are spiritual beings up in the sky, blah, blah, blah. And my intuition said, the inner voice said, no, there are beings on earth who are angels, and this is for them. You're here to debug angels so that they can get on with their job. And I'm like, okay. So I actually flew from San Francisco to Los Angeles to see if I could find these angels. And lo and behold, I did. The first angel I met I asked, excuse me, are you angel? She said, yeah. I'm like, wow, really? And that was confirmation. And since 2014 to this day, initially I just said, I'll do that on the side, okay? Because it's a little crazy if you go to a business network and they say, what do you do? I debug angels. What? Okay. So, but in 2018, 19, I started getting this message saying, Nigel, that is your audience. There are angels on earth, and you must focus on them only. And since then, I started saying, okay, I've got to find them because otherwise I'm going to starve to death, right? And so I started asking, and lo and behold, people were confessing and they were hiding. And there are a lot of angels who are on earth but are hiding because A, nobody's asking them, and B, they're afraid to come out. So
yeah, so if you find yourself as an angel out there, you may feel weird. You may feel like, you know, why do I have this great purpose in me that nobody else around me seems to have, like in my own family?
Exactly.
I'm the only person beating to a drum that says you are here on earth to empower others. Yes. And I cannot stop doing it. It's like I try sometimes to just take care of your own self, take care of your own people, take care of your own family. And before I know it, the drum just keeps beating again and again. So we're going to run out of time again today. So we'll have to have you back at some point. Right. It's later in the year, but you have the Financial Miracle Challenge coming up July 19th through the 23rd. I'm so excited to be attending again. So share a little bit about the elements that folks out there listening and watching can actually make a decision about attending with us.
Well, first of all, if you're an angel, it's mandatory that you show up because angels are here to work miracle in other people's lives. But first, we've got to practice on ourselves. And one way to measure miracle is a massive result in a short period of time. A massive result has value. Value is measured in dollars. So that's why we track the dollars. And so it's a financial miracle. So if you know you're an angel who's here to do great works, please join the rest of the angel on July 19th, or actually go to the events, greatnessactivation.com/events, and you'll see the dates for the introductions and the actual FMC itself. And the purpose is massive result, short period of time.
Thank you so much. That's all we have time for. The next show coming up is God is Inspiration. If you're watching and listening, we want you to share more about Rainier Avenue Radio and our show in particular, of course, the Shattering the Glass Ceiling. Thank you so much, Nigel, for coming today. It's been great to have you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See everybody next week.
Ask most anyone if they feel empowered in all areas of their life. If they're honest, they'll likely say no. Hi, I'm Bettina, Carey, and I may be only 4'9½", but what I do is big. Dream big, break through, and connect to powerful people like you. And what I'm doing is inspiring and empowering others to break through, shatter their revenue glass ceiling. And I'm here to tell you that the We Empower You community is where you're going to want to be. It's a community. It's a membership. It's a movement. And what we're doing is helping you to start and run your online business without doing a thing. We're helping you to find angel investors that you don't have to pay back, to run your own membership program where you don't have to do the work, and so much more. We are here to empower you at the We Empower You Global Summit and the WeEmpowerYourLife.com. Visit us on the web at WeEmpowerYourLife.com or text the word Bettina to 555-888. We'll see you at the summit.